I was socializing at a friend's a little while ago and looked at, in the evening and looked out the window and saw that I guess it's an old agave flower, and took a picture of it and liked it so much, came home and did a drawing and added a few birds. I think I kind of called it morning song or evening song. It's just acrylic on canvas, and it's a small 11 by 14 canvas.
It looks like a partridge in a pear tree.
Agree.
to me.
They're not partridges. They don't have crests.
What do I know? But again, I like the is this painted over an old canvas? Because
Oh, yes. That's all I do. I'm painting over all my stuff that's been in the garage for a long time.
It sure looks good. I didn't know that texture from an old painting could add so much. It adds a lot of character to it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's really cool. I would love to see it in a simple black frame. I think would just make this thing really pop. But I really like it, Barry. I
tried to mount it on, like Michael does, mount it on a slightly larger canvas, black, and I really didn't like it. I took it off. I decided it looked nicer without it. But a thin frame, I think you might be right. I should try that.
But I love the simplicity of the comment here.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Yeah. How long ago was this done, Barry?
About an hour before I sent it to you. It didn't take long at all.
Oh.
That's what do they call it? A Prismacolor pen.
Uh-huh.
And then just the touches of color on the birds.
Yeah, I like the scribbles you got down here. You're getting good with these scribbly lines.
Well, it's hard to believe, but the bottom right-hand corner scribble is my signatures, but it's my modern signature, I guess.
Yeah. Well, okay. Beautiful. Thanks, Barry.
I like that, Barry. It's very neat.
Thank you.
Actually, I don't know what you call the tree, but it's kind of reminiscent of that pod that grows on top of a century plant.
It's an agave. It's an agave flower,
Okay, yeah, okay. That's what I mean. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Those
big
are
green and yellow leaves on it, yeah.
Uh-huh.
Whoa.
There you go. There you go. A lot of activity in this one.
Yes.
I don't have to spend a lot of time talking about it because it kind of followed form to the one that I shared the last meeting. But this is my latest and final attempt at doing an assemblage kind of a thing. The only difference is this is sitting on a Lazy Susan. I purchased a Lazy Susan and cut it to square to fit underneath, made of bamboo, so it all kind of blends in. So I'm going to put this in coal. I'm planning to put this in coal next week for the new show. The thing about it is it'll be able to be swiveled by viewers to see all sides anyway.
Nice, nice.
It's really neat, Scott.
Like I said, this is the final one I'm going to probably be doing that has any political things attached to it, with this being the anti-gun and children in schools. I'm trying to invoke some political comment here. You know, we live in a divisive society, but I think guns was fairly safe. Safe as you're going to get in the political thing that we're in today. Yeah, I think it's fine if it gets any stimulation regarding a political comment.
Well,
because I think we are in crisis, and you can see it in the center slide.
Oh, Chris.
Yeah, that one is one that I did last year. And I guess I was mostly experimenting with layering.
Mm-hmm.
Great colors. Great colors.
Okay. One thing that kind of bothers me though is see that area? Okay, the area on the left where there's a little bit of, on the top upper left corner. I don't know if I should take that out. To me, it's distracting for me. I don't know.
You mean the white marks in here?
It's actually gold.
Are they gold? Okay.
Yeah, you can't tell.
It looks nice.
Oh, okay. All right. There's quite a bit of gold, just a little bit, you know, in addition to the colors.
My eye wasn't drawn to it, so I don't think it interferes.
Well, actually,
No, I like it.
my eye is drawn to it. So it's all a matter of opinion. When I put my hand in front of there, I see the rest of your painting. And when I take my hand away, all I see is my eye gets drawn all the way up to that left corner. But that's me, okay?
Well, that's how I was feeling. That's why I was wondering if anybody else felt that way.
I do.
I would be inclined to remove it, Chris, but I don't really find it a big issue, but I would be inclined to remove it.
In fact, if you did remove it, then my eyes would come over to this nice rendering.
Okay.
Right here, you know, it takes away from what you got here. So,
I think you're right, Joe.
yeah. Once in a while, Pico, once in a while, I might get it.
No, you're right.
Well, what's interesting
Like your idea.
What's interesting is your eye would normally go to that triangular bright red shape.
Yeah, this here. Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's what drew me in, was the red there.
Yeah,
Peeling away to show that scene.
Right, and then it moves over to the left and gets distracted by those
Okay.
irregular shapes.
It might be that I've just got back from an eye doctor, but that little black dot right in the middle, when I focus on that, I get a lot of depth in the whole painting.
Really?
Yeah, and it's almost like I've got Pico's 3D glasses on. It really, the layers.
It's like an eye test, right, Barry?
Yeah, and I think it's fabulous.
Thank you.
Yeah, I love these splashes add a lot. The little black splotches,
Yeah.
they're very nice.
Hey.
Thanks, Chris.
Mm-hmm.
Okie dokes. And then Michael.
Whoa.
Oh,
Nice.
Yeah, it's a real old charcoal drawing, and it goes back to about 2011, I guess. And it was difficult to do. That's why I'm showing it, because the face on is usually most difficult to get the mouth and nose and eyes in the right positions, and the fingers here were difficult to do.
fabulous.
Oh.
Yeah.
You did a great job.
Yeah.
Especially the hands, so difficult to do.
That hand.
Yeah, the hand, you're right. And the hands stand out here, so they're about the right proportion. So it came out pretty good.
So, 'cause you're right.
Okay.
Was it done from a photo, Michael, or?
Pardon me? Yeah, it was just, I saw a photograph in one of the magazines, maybe Vanity Fair or something that Joanne takes. I just scanned, I used to just scan the magazines for photographs to use for images for portraits. So, and I was taken by this composition, so I thought it was interesting.
Beautiful.
Outstanding.
Yeah, you use charcoals, Michael.
Gorgeous.
You know, Michael, the charcoal you did last week, I think, what I loved about that, as I do with this one, is that you have the full range. You're going from black all the way out to the lightest. And
Yeah.
So I like the depth.
The contrast, yeah. There's a lot of light coming from her left side. It looks like from the right side, the way we're looking at the portrait. Yeah, but it provides for a lot of color contrast, a lot of light dark contrast.
Yeah, the shadow on the left side of the face as we look at it is incredible.
Yeah, this
Yeah, that whole shadow all the way up there.
balancing all the black with what you got.
Yeah, that's very nice paint. Very nice.
Excellent.
Excellent.
Yeah.
And I saw this video from Guahami Park last year, and I used this for my watercolor assignment. The instructor let us do a dominant color, and I did this green color as a dominant color, but some purple come out. Yeah, just practice for vegetation.
You know, Joy, well, you know, this is I think this is how you were evolving into a looser watercolorist, because I really like all these little impressionist strokes you've got back here. And I don't know, to me, this is almost like when you like to do abstract, because this is not realistic to me. I mean, you've got the painterly strokes going. I think very nice. I think your brushwork here is really very masterful.
Thank you.
Yeah,
A lot of things
Yeah,
to learn.
very nice style, yeah.
very loose, yeah. Oh, what kind of paper? Watercolor paper?
This is just arches,
Arches, oh.
regular.
You did a great job on the horses. If I tried to do horses, they probably look like
Thank you.
matchsticks.
Yeah. and the
But I mean, you really captured that. You say impressionistic, but it's very realistic when you did the horses and the riders, I
I
think.
think your work in the trees, the foliage, all of the brush, the plant life, I should say, is very good. You have what appears to be some negative painting in there that's very successfully done.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, a lot of things to learn. The trees and the vegetation is pretty challenging to me.
Yeah, especially to the left as you look at it. That lavender, light lavender to darker lavender going into the palm tree, very effectively done.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah, terrific.
it's a great job.
Yeah, that upper left-hand corner could be a painting in itself.
I was going to say that,
Absolutely,
yeah.
yes.
Have the date.
Very
This other assignment from the watercolor class, and the instructor let us do the shadow. And I found that this photo from somewhere I forgot internet, and I just did a different work, little bit far from the photo.
The perspective is great. Very good perspective.
At one point, perspective is nice.
But
Well, you definitely follow the assignment. The shadow work is great.
When did you do this one, Joy?
2 weeks ago.
2 weeks
Oh,
ago? Oh.
well, it's probably about that.
Yeah, this 2 weeks ago, I painted this on the cheaper paper. Actually, it's my draft, but and it was too hot. And after I finished this draft, and I didn't want to go seriously. I just I just submitted this to instructor, and she said it's okay. Sometimes, you know, when you paint on the cheaper paper, and you feel much more relaxed.
I know the feeling.
Yes, this is why I find that way, and do cheaper paper first. And when I do second one seriously, I said, oh, probably yeah, first one is better looking.
Maybe
Recent months, and I did a lot of practice, just try to make sure I really do this the skill better than before, and just relax to paint.
Yeah, very,
Yeah.
Joy, is that 140-pound watercolor paper?
no, it's
Yes, 140 pounds, the cheapest one.
Okay.
Carson,
oh,
Less expensive.
Cold press.
and this cold.
Ah.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
very nice.
it's nice the way you have the light radiating, coming from the center and radiating upward and outward to the sides. It's good treatment. Thanks, Joy.
Thank you.
It's still, I think it's still in works. I'm thinking about drawing some straight lines, vertical lines, from top to bottom in different arrays, and going in and out of these ribbons and whatever else.
Is this the same? Is this the same one you brought in last week or the week before? That was just very.
Yes, it is.
It's progressed to this point.
Right, it's up to that point now.
It's getting better.
I'm asking for any opinions.
I'm not sure I like the idea of the vertical lines. I love those circles that go with the flow of the shapes.
Give me criticism, everybody.
I'm trying to figure that out. Yeah.
I agree with Barry. I don't think vertical lines. I think it would become too confusing when you have the wavy lines, the circles, and then vertical lines. I think it's going to be hard for anyone to really focus on the painting when you have so much activity going on it. And I'd like to see a little variation in the thickness of the line of the circles.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of doing too.
Yeah.
What about dropping small drops of paint in and out and around, you know, like that forms a pattern as it goes through the painting?
You know, I think with the colors are a little subdued, they're not bright, and I think that's the joy of this to me, and that there's not too much. If you put too much on it, it's going to distract from those.
Yeah.
You know, actually, it's very, very bright. I think it's a photograph that made it too dull.
Yeah.
But believe me, it's extremely bright, especially that centerpiece. It's painted from that Amsterdam acrylic paint, and it has a really bright color to it, almost fluorescent.
The white background isn't showing your painting off here. You've got white in the background, so the background that Joan put around it, it's white. It doesn't show it off. It looked good on a black background, or a black frame around it.
Okay.
Well, Kiko, if I may say, what I like the best about it is, you see how all the colors you have are just kind of flat without any modeling. And when I see this red becoming a darker red in here, to me that gives a lot more depth to the painting. And I think it would be enhanced if you could maybe do some variations of tones in some of the other colors instead of just being completely flat.
That's a good idea. Unfortunately, the photograph doesn't show how bright it really is. Okay.
I think it needs a little bit of the dark up in the right corner or somewhere else, you know, the darker red.
Yes, I agree.
Right.
Okay. Maybe paint out that pink and make it all red. I was thinking about outlining some of it with black paint.
I think so, yeah. That would pick it up.
Yeah, that too.
Okay.
This is just a filler. I think a year ago I took this day trip to Fillmore, and I ended up at this Santa Paula Art Museum. And they had this display called I Am Me, and I thought these were really nice renderings of self-portraits.
Lori Cook.
Nice.
Great.
I thought they were really creative.
Wow, I like that.
Yeah.
Especially,
And how big was those? Was those posters or what?
You know, don't ask me.
Thank you for sharing that. I like
Those are
that.
fun,
very much.
yeah.
It was a great idea to do the self-portrait. And yes, I love the brushwork and the interpretation.
Try to do something like that.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
Okay.
Now, here's the gun one I'm telling you that I might have spent 15 minutes on it, so don't be critical. But I wanted to catch you while this is still hot news. In 2 weeks, you won't care about the Proud Boys. But I'm working this up, and I think, did you watch the debates, President? Okay, so you know who these guys. When CNN interviewed them, I mean, it was so scary. They were chasing the CNN crew away. They're so violent. Their mission is to intimidate. So, and it has really caused me to get up at 3 a.m. in the morning from being fearful of what they represent. And then one night, I just tweeted Rachel Maddow because I had a brainstorm at 3 a.m. And this guy makes me think about those the armed, unmarked soldiers the militia that appeared when they were doing peaceful protests. Remember those Trump sent guys there that you didn't know where they came from, and they were not U.S. military. And I'm thinking, my mind said to me, he could have asked these Proud Boys to go there and have law and order. And so it's all been very scary to me, and that's why I was attracted to doing something like this.
Yeah, this guy is the lead. This guy is the founder of the Proud Boys. His picture's been in the paper ever since that Trump mentioned the Proud Boys this week, and he's quoted as saying, what we're about is we're about killing." That's his quote this week.
But
Oh,
I like the reflection on the glasses. I think it's fantastic
I do too.
because of, the light blue sky and
Yeah.
that black background. And then I think it's finished myself. I think it's perfect.
actually, I saw it about the last time I saw it was 10 minutes before we started Zoom. So looking at it again, it's not so bad. Okay, good.
I think it's great.
I just.
I really do like it.
Yeah, sure.
It's one of the most I like. I really do like it.
Good. Thanks.
Mhm.
Pete. That means a lot.
Yeah, I think it's great.
Tell us about
Ta-da!
Oh, that's beautiful stone. Whoa.
Thank you. Yeah, it's alabaster. I've had a couple of pieces from that same stone. Um, it's got both sides. Of course, you're only seeing one side, but it was the yin and yang. It made me think of the yin and yang symbol, and I had fun doing it. It's on a wood piece, a la Scott.
how big?
Not that big. It's probably about 2 feet.
2 feet, no way.
Wait. How is it?
It's about 16 inches.
Oh well.
Oh, okay, close,
All right.
close enough.
Right. 24/16.
Did you say
3
alabaster?
inches.
Is it soft or hard, the alabaster?
It's alabaster is more towards a soft stone, not a real soft, but it's on the soft side, which is why a lot of my stuff is alabaster, because when I first started doing sculpting, I did not use any power tools. I just chipped by hand, and of course I didn't want to go for real hard stones. Now I've done some more harder stones, but alabasters are the softer, and they're different qualities of alabaster.
And
Does that veining, the gold and pink magenta tone, does it go all the way around the stone?
It goes in there, yes.
Oh, okay. Really
Yeah.
beautiful.
Thank you. Yeah, I had fun doing that one. I really did.
do you get to do light sanding or steel wool or anything on these?
Well, I do sanding. You have to usually after you get the form, etc. You do sanding in different, obviously, grades, starting from a rough to eventually a very fine sanding, and then that gets to the real smooth, and then the last thing is a polish, or some kind of sealer on it.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
So it's a big obviously. I mean, people know that sculpting's a lot of process,
Mhm.
like anything though. So
Okay, and
This was a canvas that I worked over. Totally different abstract before I went into this. And that was one of my first figure ones that I thought I would experiment with. And the robes and that sort of thing, that's the underlying paper from the previous painting, which had a lot of collage work in it. And other than that, it's just a number of glazed layers of color. And
Very nice.
Very nice.
How big is it, Phyllis?
that's a 30 by 40.
Very nice.
Oh,
This one is, right now it's in an office building in Rancho Santa Fe.
Ah,
So
Nice.
and you got represented on the summation cover here.
no, it didn't go on the cover. It went inside the book.
Oh, I think they picked the other one, didn't they?
Yeah.
They gave you the credit here, and then they went and used your other submission.
Right, right.
Okay, well, that shows that you're very versatile.
Yes. Great.
it's beautiful.
I love the colors.
And so there's a lot of scraping through, a lot of dribbles, spritzing, lots of glazing. So layers and layers of stuff. First figure one, and I kind of had fun doing it because I'd never done one before. And of course, I've always liked the various Indian groups and tribal groups.